I'm Ty Gibson, and this is Weekly News Now. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, January 13th, 2008. This week, so much stuff has happened, so I'm going to go over all that real quickly. So let's get right into the news. You see, North and South Korea have never gotten along really well. They're still technically at war. They signed a peace treaty, but they are technically still at war. So when South Korea and North Korea talked on the phone recently, they were talking about the Olympics. So they finally met face to face for the first time since December 2015 to talk about the Olympics. Now, North and South Korea officials decided to have a group of people to come to the Olympics. Now, moving on to something more local if you're here in Georgia. Now, if you're a college football fan, this will interest you. Now, Georgia and Alabama versed recently, and it was a really, really good game if you watched it, but if not, then I'll give you all the specs real quick. Georgia pretty much was ahead until the third quarter, and then Alabama made one heck of a comeback. And so now Alabama ended up winning. So Alabama won that game. It was a very big game. President Trump even attended. Air Force One flew overboard, and I live right next to the stadium, so I saw them and I heard them. It was very, very cool. If you live near Smyrna, Georgia, they just passed a new law that it is now illegal to be on your phone while driving. So no more texting and driving, no more calling and driving. You have to use your car's system. You're no longer allowed to have your phone up to your ear or even look at it. That is now illegal. It's kind of like California's laws on phones. So be careful if you're passing through Smyrna, Georgia. If you keep up with or even care about stocks, then you guys probably know that a stockholder called Dow Jones has hit 25,000. Now, this is a magnificent achievement, and it's probably due to the fact that everybody got their tax returns, and now they're spending it on more stuff. So, this is a very, very good accomplishment, and hopefully they reach 30,000 soon. Now, if you're into trucks at all, like I am, you would know that Ford came out with their 3-liter Power Stroke diesel for the F-150. Now, this is very major because it'll bring a lot more people to the best-selling truck on the market, and it'll have a lot more power than the existing ones do now. It has a brand new facelift and it has the diesel. So the new F-150 is going to have 250 horsepower and 440 foot-pounds of torque from the factory. So that should be very exciting to see what happens there. Now moving on to the crazy weather conditions we've had here throughout the world. Now here in Georgia, we've had schools shut down and all canceled for snow and ice warnings. But up north, it's been a lot different. There's been very, very cold, and in the East Coast, there was a bomb cyclone that came through, and it flooded some parts of that, and then that got so cold, it froze, taking the lives of 16, sadly. But that was a very, very big mess to clean up since everything froze. For the 4th time in 37 years, the Sahara Desert got snow. They got 16 inches this past weekend, which is pretty insane. In California, because of all the fires, now the fires took away all the vegetation from the trees, it took it like bushes and everything, so now it's just the bare land. And so now there's no vegetation left, as I just said. And so when it rained, well, all the mud on the mountains and everything just washed away. So now there's floods and mudslides going around everywhere, and it's very dangerous. So if you're in an evacuation zone, get out. But that is what's happening in California. Sadly, that took the lives of 13 so far. In Australia right now, it is really hot. It was 117 degrees the other day, and there were threats of fires going on because it's too hot. So we'll see how that goes on. Hopefully there is no fires, and it just is a very hot summer for them. A 7.6 magnitude earthquake hit the Caribbean on Wednesday and is now threatened them for a tsunami. Luckily, that tsunami did not happen, but it was a very big threat. NASA launched a brand new spaceship called Zuma on January 7, 2018. Now, you guys did not hear about much of this because it was a secret launch, but it blew up because it did not separate correctly. Now, the government, NASA, all they have said is that the fact that I just told you is that it blew up because it didn't separate correctly, but many officials are saying that maybe it might have been a hidden satellite that they were launching. President Trump is trying to announce a brand new law called DACA, and it is supposed to be help with our immigration system and how to keep illegal people out and get people in that are more legal. And if you guys haven't heard and you like pizza, well, you're gonna like this next one. Pizza Hut has designed a brand new car that will be delivering pizza all by itself. That's right, there will be no humans involved. It'll drive itself all the way to your house, you'll pay a car, and then you'll pick up your pizza, and it'll drive all the way back to Pizza Hut. That should be really cool. Lastly, you guys might have heard about this Malaysian flight that crashed in 2015. Well, the searches were put off in 2015 as well, but a private company called Ocean Infinities is continuing the search, and they're putting in all their own time and money into this search. The government gave them 1 month to look, whether they find it or not. Hopefully they find it so they can find the black box and see what went wrong on this Malaysian flight. I'm very interested to see, so we will see how that goes down. I'm Ty Gibson, this is Weekly News Now, and thank you for tuning in this week. If you want to tune in next week, that would be wonderful because I post weekly stuff about all the news that happens around the world. If you guys are at all interested in hockey around the country for high schools, well, we have one at Harrison High School here in Georgia. I have a YouTube channel for all these hockey events, so if you want to go check that out, link down in the description, as well as all the sources I got for this broadcast. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and until next time, guys, peace!
Alright, ready, here we go.